Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Specifically, welcome to a video on the Chaos Fortress Maze. Is that not one of the best loading screens we've seen in the whole entire game? Alright, so let's jump right into it. For those of you that aren't familiar with the maze events, or even for those of you that are familiar with the maze events, I'm going to spend the majority of this video explaining how to get maze coins. So if you already know that, feel free to skip it, or if you want to watch the video, go ahead. I'll also go a bit into the monsters, which ones I think are worth going for, what I personally will be going for. So let's just click on it. The Chaos Fortress Maze. So really quickly, I'll scroll down. You can see all of the monsters. However, they are covered in fog. I'm gonna post a link in the description so you can see the whole pathway without any fog. And then the two new monsters that are worth going for are Voltar and Hukuai. They are incredible. Yes, Voltar looks like a combination of Talos and also like Voltic, and then Hukuai is like a Sphereness, just a little more menacing, right? So if you click on the question mark, this tells you all the different ways you can get maze coins. 30 from collecting gold, 50 from collecting food, 30 from feeding your monsters, 15 from winning a player versus player battle, 50 from breeding, and 50 from hatching. If you add up all of those quantities, you get 225. Okay, so you can get 225 coins every time you do all of those tasks. The question is, how often should you do those tasks? You should do those tasks every 4 hours, because every single 4 hours, your pool is essentially full, which means you can do the maximum collection. So for example, if you were to log in every 2 hours, you would only get 15 coins from collecting gold instead of your 30. So I'm not saying you can't log in earlier, but the easiest way during this event is to log in every 4 hours, you do all of your events, log off the game, make sure you got your 225 maze coins, and then log in 4 hours later. That's the easiest way. That's without doing a lot of work. If you log in every single hour, you're not going to get any more maze coins than just logging in every 4 hours. So the easiest way to do it is just to play the game every 4 hours. And with that being said, I'll also show you guys exact proof. I mean, you can kind of already see it. I've only logged in once into the game, and I have 375 maze coins. Keep in mind you start with 150. 150 plus 225, that's why I currently have 375. And after this collection, I should have 600, because I'm going to be adding 225 more maze coins. And just to show you guys, right here, if I click on multiplayer, my next point is in 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4. Why is that? Because I literally logged in 4 hours earlier, which is why I'm doing the video right now, because I want to show you guys you wanted to do this every 4 hours. So I'm just going to quit the game and log back into the game, and we'll go from there. But what can I say about this event? It is by far one of the best mazes we've seen. If you haven't seen my monster analysis on these two monsters, be sure to check them out, because they are some of the most powerful monsters we've seen. Voltar is one of the most powerful thunder monsters, super fast, the fastest thunder denier. He has AoE possession. He also has a lot of stamina drain. He has a status caster damage mirror, so even if you try to take him out, he can potentially take you out by reflecting all that damage. He's also quite tanky. And then Hukuai, oh my goodness, he has anticipation. He is immune to control skills. He has a 70 damage, 0 cooldown spammable skill. So cooldowns activated can't touch him. Stamina drain can't touch him. The only way to deny him really is with Total Blind. Partner him up with Elvira, and he's foolproof. Like, you can't really do anything to him. So very, very powerful monster. Alright, so it's been 4 hours. I logged into the game. So let's just start with collecting gold. I'm just going to click collect all, and I'm also going to just collect all of my food. And you'll notice normally the first time around you don't get any maze coins, which is completely fine. Right here I'm planting black lotus roots, but I also leave one open for the blue lizard's tail. I'm going to click repeat all. And once again, if I click on the Chaos Fortress Maze, I still have 375. As soon as I could do one more gold collection, I should get my 30. Okay, I got 29. So maybe it hasn't been the full 4 hours. Maybe what happened is that I did PvP first and then I did my gold collection. But I'll try collecting in a little bit and maybe I'll get my full amount. But that should have been 30. And then in 2 seconds, I should get 50 for collecting food. So let's collect food, and I got 50. So that has been exactly 4 hours. And if I click on here, see I have 454. So I already collected gold, I already collected food. Next I need to feed my monster, and I should be getting 30 maze coins. So, as usual, I can just feed any monster I want. It doesn't really matter who I feed. You'll notice the first few times you don't get anything. Oh look, I got 29. So yeah, I suspect maybe I logged in a little too early. And I think what I did is I did PvP first. So a good advice is to always do your gold collection first, always do your collecting food first, always do your feeding first, and then save the PvP and the breeding and hatching for last. So that's fine. I'm going to be missing like 2 maze coins, but the idea still holds truth. So I'll just click repeat that just to prove that I won't get any more maze coins from collecting food. And now here comes the fun part. Hatching. So what you want to do is you want to hatch a Thunder Eagle. The reason you want to do Thunder Eagle is because take a look at that. He takes exactly 4 hours to hatch. So this is a good way to keep track of when the last time you logged in was. And likewise, you could also just end off by doing a PvP attack, and then do 2 of them at least, because you get your next point every 2 hours. So when you have all 3 of your attacks, or 2 out of 3, you'll know that 4 hours have passed. If I click repeat and breed a Thunder Eagle, take a look at that. Rewards, breeding finish, you get 50 maze coins. If I hatch, I'll also get 50 maze coins. So unfortunately for me, I'm going to have to miss out on the maze coins for hatching, because there's no way I'm going to spend 6 gems for 50 maze coins. I will say, however, that the only reason this is 47 is because right now we have a speed up on breeding. So I don't really care for that right now, but just know that I am going to be missing 50 maze coins. Here, let's see if I can feed and get my extra maze. Nope, my extra maze coin. And same for collect gold. So I did log in a little too early, but now let's do PvP. And what I recommend for PvP is to put on a really weak defense team, something that the enemies can easily lose. That way you can have really easy revenge battles. You'll also be in a lower trophy league, so the battles will be so darn easy and you don't have to worry about super hard battles. So check this out. Here's Poison. Ragnarok I think is stunned. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn transfer. I don't care. He did a poison back at me. I'll do all against 1. Lots of DOTs. They should die. Brutalis dead. He's still alive, but then I'll do this and he's dead. And it's really important that you win the PvP battles, because that's how you get your 15 maze coins. Or 14. Yeah, I logged in too early. But that's completely fine. I just really wanted to make this video. Here, let's go to defense and let's click revenge. And then the reason you want to make sure to do all your PvP as soon as possible, well, not as soon as possible, with at least 4-hour intervals, is because every time you win a PvP battle, you also get to spin the roulette wheel. So make sure to not skip that roulette spin, because when you spin that roulette wheel, there is a chance to get 50 maze coins. And for whatever reason, I know in the last maze event, I was getting those maze coins a lot of the time. Like at least 1 in every 3 battles, I would walk away with maze coins. So they add up after a while. So if I go back, nope, if I go back on Chaos Fortress, as you can see I have 547. I missed out on 3 coins from PvP, from feeding, and from collecting gold, so that should put me at 550. And if I would get my 50 from hatching, that should be 600. So that proves that it's 225 every 4 hours. Okay, so that's literally what you have to do. Everyone, like, there's no shortcuts to this. There's really nothing difficult about this event. All you have to do is log in every 4 hours, do all of your tasks, and you should be fine. That's how you get your maze coins. And yes, these events are free to play friendly. From what we've seen in the past, it's easy enough to walk away with a brand new monster. It's easy enough to walk away with a brand new monster at rank 1 or even rank 2. Like really, if you just look at my previous maze event, players were able to get the monsters rank 1 or 2. It's just a matter of who you go for. And I'm also wondering if instead of getting one of them at rank 1 or 2, if you can just invest the coins to the pathway of the other monster, maybe walk away with both of them. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be trying during this event because these monsters are quite good. As for who I'm going for, I'm not entirely sure. I still have time to decide, and so do you guys. So don't be in a rush to waste your maze coins. Don't be in a rush, okay? One of the best advice I can give you guys is to only move when there's a discount. When there's a happy hour or discount hour, basically it costs less to move a monster. For example, if there was a 10% discount, instead of costing 20 maze coins to move Crushmore, it would only cost 18 maze coins because it's a 10% discount. If there was a 30% discount, that would cost 6 coins less, so only 14 maze coins, and that definitely adds up. Alright, so whether you're going for Bolthair or the last monster, that's ultimately up to you, okay? I know I said in this video I was going to tell you guys who to go for, but really, it boils down to player-by-player preference, because different players need different things. So for example, do you need a Thunder monster? If you do need a Thunder monster, it should be a no-brainer. Go for Bolthar. Do you need a Water monster? If you need a Water monster, go for this one. Right, if you're having problem with a particular monster, that's who you need to get. Are you missing a monster in the Sea Book or Evil Legions or Villains? Or are you missing a monster in the Spirits Book, Mechanical Book, or Good Legions? Do you need someone to counter them? That's how you should look when figuring out who to get. I mean, like based on monster design, I would go for Voltaire. But like I said, it really depends on a player-to-player preference. So take a look at your account, take a look at what you have, and that's how you figure out who to go for. So for example, for me, I can go on multiplayer, I can change my team, and I can sort by legendary and thunder category, and then I can see, do I have any thunder deniers? I have an Alex Bone, but I don't really like using them, that's why he doesn't have good runes. Voltic is an attacker, but I don't like using them, Anticipation is too powerful now, I should remove those high level runes. Scrolling down, Faraday, he has good runes, but I use other monster for Anticipation, so I don't really need him. And then I notice, wait a minute, I don't have a thunder denier. So I definitely do need a Thunder Denier. Let me check the water category. Let me see how I'm doing on there. Kihaku, water. Thetis, water. Frostbite, water. I have a lot of water deniers on here. So do I need a water denier? No. Oh, but wait. Hukuai is a water attacker. So then let me check. Do I need a water attacker? Let's see. I don't really... I have Imigbo. He's rank 2 with 2 level 7s. He's a pretty strong water attacker. Scrolling down. Yeah, I only have 1 water attacker, so another one wouldn't hurt, especially one that has anticipation and is immune to control. And then I gotta think, do I need a monster with anticipation in the water category? Well, water monsters don't really have extra turn skills, but that's not everything to consider, right? Going back on the Chaos Fortress maze, scrolling back down, let's see, he's also in the C book, Evil Legions, and Villains. So then what you can do is you can check out those books and see, that's not books, you can check out those books and see what is your main competition. So let's do the C book, and let's go to page 8. Gorg. Gorg is a very powerful monster, has extra turn skills, so you know what, maybe he could come in handy. I see a Brutalis. Brutalis can activate Mega Taunt. This monster right here has 2 skills that are 40 damage special based AoE, so even if Brutalis sets up Mega Taunt, you're going to be dealing 120 special based damage against Brutalis, so that may really come in handy. Going on to page 7, War Master Thalassa. Hukai. Could Hukai take out War Master Thalassa? I think in the right team, you definitely can. So maybe Shork has an extra turn skill. Kihaku can do possession and freeze. A lot of players still rely on Kihaku, like you saw on my account, I have Kihaku. So you know what, maybe having this monster wouldn't be that bad of a thing. So that's kind of how you go about deciding what kind of monster you need, what specific monster you need. Who am I going to be going for? Right now, like I said, I don't really know, but I have 11 days to figure it out. Bolthar, I love his monster design. If anything, I want him for that alone. But this monster, like, fight-wise, immune to control anticipation, that is such a good trait. Volthar has an amazing overpowered ultimate. His relics are Charging Banner and Staff. Like, he can stamina drain too, so he doesn't just rely on AoE possession, because AoE possession nowadays can easily be countered, right? You fight a Necromancer, sorry possession. If you face any War Master, they have like 35% chance to not get hit with the negative effects, so possession may not land. But at the same time, if you just partner this monster up with the Charizard, well, now you have True Vision, so possession probably will land. Or this monster also has a lot of stamina draining. He has a skill that does 30% stamina drain and applies stamina leak. He has a skill that does 30% stamina drain and applies nanovirus. And nanovirus, in my personal opinion, is becoming one of the most powerful things in the game because there are so many positive buffs in the game. So applying nanovirus, which prevents positive buffs, that is so powerful. So maybe a Volthar wouldn't hurt. So I have to decide, do I want who to go for? If I get Volthar, because he's the second monster, second to last, he is going to be slightly cheaper, which means I could probably walk away with this monster at rank 2, which would be super useful. So speaking of that, let's talk about the cost. Here are the costs, okay? As you can see, Volthar is 15,195 and Hukuai is 16,155. But let's not look at the 0% discount because really the only time you should move is when there is a discount. So let's take a look at the 30% discount. Alright, Volthar costs 10,000 maze coins, which is very, very obtainable. Alright, now this does assume that you only move on a 30% discount, which may not be the case. You might have to move during a combination of a 30% discount and a 10% discount, or a 30% discount, or a 20% discount. So I would say maybe increase the cost of that by like 10%. I would say Volthar's true cost would be anywhere from 10,600 to like 12,000, because if the 30% discount is in the middle, I don't think you're going to have enough to get them. Well, it depends how often you log in. But that's not an expensive cost. And so with that being said, let's talk about how many maze coins you can get per day. Well, if you can get 225 maze coins every 4 hours, it just depends how often you log in. If you log into the game 4 times a day, which is definitely reasonable without losing any sleep, because I know a lot of players like to think that you got to lose out on all your sleep. You're for the next 2 weeks, you're not going to have a good time because you're missing out on sleep. That's not true. If you log in 4 times a day, so let's just assume you wake up at 8 a.m. and then you play at 12 p.m. and then at 4 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. That's 4 times a day. That's 900 maze coins per day. 900, let's say you, after 10 days, that's 9,000 maze coins. That's not bad, right? Not to mention, there's probably going to be 2 Monsterwood happy hours, and there's probably going to be 2 maze dungeons, and in the Monsterwood happy hour, I think you get like 800 every 12 hours, so like 1,600, and twice over, I think, and then there's probably going to be 2 maze dungeons, so it is definitely possible to get either of these 2 monsters, either Volthar or Hukuai, without spending too much trouble. And now, if you do want to log in 5 times a day, well then you get an extra 225 every day. So what is that, 1,125? So it really is up to you and how much devotion you want to give to the events. But seriously, I think logging in 4 times a day is not unreasonable. And now, of course, it does depend on like your current scenario. I think if you're a student, well, it depends. If you're a high school student, at least from my experience in the United States, everyone brings their phone to school. So, and everyone gets lunch around 12 p.m. So if they do play the game literally before they go to school, a couple minutes before they go to school, around 7:40, 7:30, and then at lunchtime they can play again, and they're out of school by 4 p.m. and then 4 hours later, that's why I gave the 8, 12, 4, 8 example. They're getting 900 maze coins every day. And keep in mind, even though I say log in every 4 hours, if you're gonna sleep at 10 p.m., literally before you go to sleep, do your collection, walk away with like 100 maze coins, and then when you wake up, you'll get your 225 because definitely more than 4 hours would have passed. So literally, you can probably walk away with around 1,000 maze coins every single day. So it's definitely possible to get these monsters free to play without sacrificing any sleep. If you do want to sacrifice sleep, then yeah, you're definitely going to walk away with a bunch of maze coins. But just keep in mind, log in every 4 hours, log in before you go to sleep, no matter how much time has passed, because by the time you wake up, more than 4 hours would have passed, so your pool will be full. And only move during discount, only move during a 30% discount. Be on the lookout for when either I make a video or when Social Point announces it on their Facebook page or their Discord or even the forums. So that's the best advice I can give you, and I already showed you guys how to figure out which monster to go for. Let me know in the comments below, who are you going to be going for? Also, let me know why. What is your rationale? What is your reason for going for a specific monster, for picking one over the other? There is also going to be a limited time pathway, which is going to be a Makugan. Makugan will cost anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000, whether or not you can get a discount. In my personal opinion, I don't think Makugan is worth it. I don't think you should go for her. I think you should designate or use up those 3,500 to 5,000 maze coins. You save those for your Voltar or your Hukai, because it would suck if you get a Makugan, who is by no means a bad monster, but she is completely outclassed with these two monsters. I would personally recommend for you to forget about the limited time path event unless, well, let me say this, unless you know for sure you're not going to devote time to logging in every 4 hours and getting maze coins. If you know that for sure, then yeah, go ahead and get Makugan. It's basically a free legendary, right? She shouldn't be that hard to get. I imagine probably by Wednesday, in like 3 or 4 or 5 days, that's when the Makugan event will probably be released. I would imagine like Wednesday to Friday, but that's just my personal opinion from previous events. Like Social Point tends to do it kind of early, to where if you missed out on a couple logins, you probably won't be able to get her. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about getting her. I would save up for these last two monsters, because these two monsters are by far in a league of their own. They have incredible monster designs, they have incredible skills, incredible traits, everything about them is just phenomenal. So that would be my personal advice. And as you can see, I got all of my maze coins, so I'm not going to be logging in for another 4 hours. And I can just look at PvP to figure out when to log in. So in 1 hour and 43 minutes, I get 1 more point. That would have been 2 hours past. So in 3 hours and 43 minutes, that's when I should log into the game again, and that's when I should do my collection, and I should be good. And yeah, I think with that being said, that is going to be it for this video. So hopefully this video was helpful, hopefully it was informative. Let me know in the comments below, who are you going to be going for? Why are you going to be going for those monsters? What do you think about my advice to forego Makugan? Like again, even though Makugan is a pretty good attacker, I don't think she's worth getting if it possibly involves giving up your chance to get Voltar or Hukai. But yeah, let me know in the comments below all of your thoughts. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.